welcome to all of you for the technical session 4, that is general business management. First part of this session is welcome and introduction speech of this session. I would like to call Dr. Jyotirlinga V. Sir, reporter of this session, to welcome others and introduction of the guest. Please, sir. A very good afternoon, Madam. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and session chair and keynote speaker, Madam. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome this technical session 4, that is General Business Management, as a part of our two-day international conference on AI-powered application and business strategies excellence. For this occasion, I would like to welcome the two personalities. One is from keynote speaker, Madam Maria Manuel Katrina and Rakesh sir. Maria Manuel Katrina Madam serves in the Romania National Cyber Security Directorate as a Deputy Director under Secretary of State. Madam, are you hearing, Madam? Madam, are you listening? Continue, Madam. Madam, are you audible? Continue, Madam. She is audible. Yes. Madam is serving as the National Cyber Security Directorate. He is the competent authority at the national level for the national civil cyberspace in Romania. And she has started her career from 2022 as the functions of Deputy Director within the National Cyber Security. Relations and security also. In the early 2000, she joined the high levels of government as an advisory for Romanian Prime Minister office. The path she continues in various positions in the Romanian Parliament and the government. And Madam has also nominated among top 50 women of influence in cyber security in Europe. Is also the member in the Women Cyber Council since 2021. She is passionate about digital transformation, cyber security, and promoting women in technology also. In between 2017 and 2019, Madam has served as Secretary of State in the Ministry of Communication and Information Society. And she contributed to the complex preparation for Romania's presidency of the Council of the European Union. Her made includes broader aspects as well as the specialized areas of the digital agenda such as cybersecurity, AI, and the robotics. With brief introduction, I want to welcome on behalf of Vijayanagara Sri Krishnadevara University Department of Commerce. I welcome you this session now. Next, the chairperson of this technical session, Mr. Rakesh sir.
innovation, but I must stress, and I do it every time, that moral courage, little wisdom, and the will to do good can make the change worth it. Otherwise, it makes no sense. You may wonder what somebody from a tiny country across the world can tell you about resilience. But coming from Romania, I think we know a little bit about it. We are a country that I see somebody right. Anyway, that means that we manage to survive during hard times. Empire, keeping our language, our religion, and our thought. And I think school is actually the core of value, and also the core of religion. But making this introduction, I'm not trying to find connection with India, even if I know there are a lot. Go into really into the topic, and so in the topic of resilience. But first of all, when we're looking at our landscape, we see what's happening around. And if you ask the military guys, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, when we started to talk about resilience, they would say resilience is the ability to return to the previous state. But actually, it's more than that. It's the ability to learn, to grow stronger, to thrive in face of adversity. It's not a trait necessarily that you are born in, but it's something that you can learn. You can develop, you can strengthen over time, you can by practicing, by planning, and by learning. So it's something that you have to work together to achieve. You cannot be resilient on your own. But the first thing I must stress is that resilience starts from the top. You are the leader. If the leader doesn't have a resilient mindset, nobody below him will do it. So that means you should look on the strategic priority, on the organizational culture, but resilience starts from the top. It's a leadership trait. And it requires direction. It requires a roadmap, and speaking, purpose, priority, organizational culture. And also understatement, a complex understatement of the current you must start with fully understand the capabilities, the vulnerabilities, the landscape in that you work. And because I'm from that's our resilience, our way of looking to resilience is a risk approach. It's on a risk approach base. That means we need to understand risks that face our companies, our businesses, our countries in order to build a resilient one. And definitely it's about adaptability, but it's beyond business continuity plan. I know that in universities you should have a business continuity plan. This is point zero. If you don't have it, you don't have a resilient business. If you don't put money into it, you don't have a resilient business. If you go to our companies, are you resilient? And they say, yes, I have a plan. And it's for something. I'm compliant to some regulation. And if you ask them how much money you put into it, and they say, maybe that is important, then it means that it's not something that is going to resist threat. It's so if you don't look on all these parts, you are not resilient. I'm a science fiction geek, so I like also a quote of the Foundation, we speak about guys, that I specifically like to succeed, planning alone is insufficient. If nobody understands it, it's not a good plan. If only the people that work with it understand it, it's not a good plan. But getting back to understand the landscape in the two core concepts. We speak about, I'm coming from the cyber field. We speak about vulnerability, we speak about threats, we speak about risk. And it's very important. It's not people that could be exploited. It's a gap or a flaw. It doesn't get cause harm by itself. It's my broken door. Yes, my door of the house can be broken. It's a vulnerability. The threat means that somebody or something could exploit this vulnerability. That means a threat is an action or an event that can happen or cannot happen. Maybe a thief passing by the door and realizing that it's open, and maybe he wants to get in. And the risk is a probability. So we like math, we love that probability can help us plan the future. It's not always the case. We saw the financial crisis a couple of times, so very smart people plan according to probability. But for the sake of the core of the presentation, risk combines vulnerability, threat, and potential impact. So getting back to the door, it's the probability that a thief actually breaks in and steals something valuable. If my house is empty, then what damage should it be? So getting back about global cyber risk and the numbers behind the one. I think you saw the numbers, and I cannot understand more. But actually, if global cybercrime would be a country, it will be on the top 10 countries according to GDP. It's around 10.5 trillion annually by 2020 in this year, and it's growing exponentially. But I must add something else. It's 95% of breaches involve human error. It's not only about AI, it's not only about machine, it's about it. And 60 exploits to brain science vulnerability. So, yes, we have risk. Yes, we are numbered. The CIO of the companies are more and more aware that there is a most of them understand that. If you speak about cyber risk, most of them say, oh, it's IT responsibility. Guess what? It's not. Or it's not only their responsibility. So, that means we have the human factor, employees make mistakes. And as a leader, I should ask myself every time, do I train the staff enough to be resilient? And the second one is, do I build a culture of trust in order to the people in my company to be able to come to me and tell me where I saw something bad, something there that is not working. We have to play in a global world. Do I test my work? Do I have response? Very similar. Very similar. Do I have AI is already for most of the tech guys that I know some of us that are also a black box. We used to know how to fix motors 100 years ago. Every engineer knew how to do it. Every mechanic should know how to do it. Now, we don't completely understand what happens in the background, and that is a risk. We need to take this risk into account and evaluate it. And we have a lot of connected devices. Sometimes we don't know as a company where our people is lying. I don't hear what you say, but I hope somebody say something. I don't know. I cannot hear you. At least try it or something like that. You see technology? Yes. Just an interesting. Yeah, you want to inside. Yeah, they have. Next technical session is back. Your last message. Your last message to student. Your last message to student. Should I have to repeat? Anyway, it's hard to understand what you say, so I will continue at some point for at least a couple of minutes. Is it okay, or just try? I cannot understand.
So please type the message.
Anyway. You see, it's so complicated. You are speaking to using machines.
So you can talk.
Yeah.
You can talk.
Now it is. Now it is clear level.
You can talk.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Are you hearing me?
Sir, please on the mic.
Mic. ಅದೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ Hello, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Yeah. Next, technical session will start in 2 minutes. Paper presentation. You have 2 minutes. You can give test message to students.
So because I don't understand, only hear something.
Yeah. Concluding remarks.
Complete one. So I will come to the conclusion that I don't finish making the exposition, but the conclusion is that in this time, in that you look at risk and threat, and AI is actually a tool that can be good and bad, for sure, like every tool. But it's on exponential measures, good or bad. That means also, and we missed a point that we like in Europe, is regulation. We like to regulate things, we think that it is helping us manage the risk. Sometimes it does, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's only a bit. But in order to because all of the humans before us took risks, did errors, and learned. In Latin, risk comes from riscare. It means to dare, to have the courage to do something. And I like to end with an example that I totally like. It was the Apollo mission in the 70s, tried to build a motor to get to the sky. And every motor that they built was leaking, the combustible was leaking, and the engineers said, we need a motor that doesn't leak. But we all know there is no motor that doesn't leak. At some point, we have some leak. So changing the mindset from we need a motor that doesn't leak to we need to calculate and understand how much leakage can be there in order to get to the moon, move that to the moon. So we adapt. We did this, we adapt, we change, and only things are that. So that means we have the courage to thank you very much and sorry for all the technological things, and thanks again for the invitation.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable information to the audience. Now, I welcome Dr. Jyotirindra Ravi, sir, rapporteur of this session. I request Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to hand over the session to the chairperson of the session, Dr. Rakesh, sir, Director, STBA, Bengaluru. Please, sir.
Not that one. ಆಗಲೇ ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು? ಗೌತಮ್ ಅವ್ರು. Excellency of this university, Vice Chancellor of this university, Registrar, professors, head of the department, dear students, as well as research scholars of this prestigious university. It gives me immense pride to talk about on this platform. Yeah, the earlier session. Echo. So, it's echoing. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's little bit okay. Yeah, it's okay now. Anyway, auditorium is it's compact. It's okay. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, this is perfect. It's sorry, it's Twenty 25 to 27 and world health executive member for the World Health Organization. We concentrate on digital health, AI for healthcare, and when I came here, I was very much happy to see that. Yeah, I'm very much happy to see that there is listening one or two sessions, one or two means like say presentations. It is a wonderful to see you because which wonderful initiative because as AI become ubiquitous, it means to say that it is around us. It is around us, and in these circumstances, the disciplines, disciplines like this in commerce and communication, where AI will have a greater impact. Yeah, this is much better. Hello. Is it audible? Yeah. Yeah. In the field of commerce and communication, it's very much appreciable. It's a wonderful initiative, and I saw the presentations were also as great intensity. And as I said that AI is around us, and it is an equalizer. Now I mean to say that it is an equalizer. Equalizer in the sense anybody can adapt it because you have given now you have a platform. You have a global platform, and AI is a equalizer. And this is the what it is a greater opportunity. You need not wait that we are in some discipline, some other discipline. We have it is for somebody else. It's not like that. It's an equalizer. Anybody can reap the benefit. And the wonder it that mimics it's AI mimics human thinking capabilities. That how you want to take that forward, it's up to you. How you want to take this opportunity, that's up to you. This is how and data plays a greater role, and particularly in commerce, the data
training. Initially, sometimes you are not able to get that. They need to tell that it is under progress and we are going to update it. That is, it is trained. In the machines it is trained, but human beings it is always superior one in my opinion, and it only your machines can only mimic human thinking capabilities, human cognitive capabilities. Again, it is superior. That's what that with that understanding. Let us explore what are the papers, means what are the presentations, what are the titles, and what are the explorations from the students, and again we come to conclusion at the end of the paper presentation, understanding what are the different areas they have covered, and we will come to the conclusion towards the end of this session. Let's start the quick start session. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now we will start presentation of various articles. For this session, we received around 45 articles on AI application in general business management. For each presenter, we will give 10 minutes. For presentation, 8 minutes, 2 minutes for discussion. The rest of presentation we will see. Let me start the first presenter. Gautam will call one by one. I call for presentation Mr. Arun Kumar, research scholar, and Dr. Sunil Kumar and next assistant professor. MSK Amulya K and Yamana Sharan, students of Vijayanagar College. Please come forward to present your research paper. For next presentation, Mr. Uday Kumar, we are ready for the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Amulya, pursuing in MCOM first year from Vijayanagar College, Respect. Good afternoon, one and all. I am Yama Sharan, pursuing my post-graduation in Vijayanagar College, Hospital. And title for today's presentation is The Future of Accounting, Integrating AI into Financial Practices. Artificial intelligence is changing the way how the accounting is done. It is making accounting faster, more accurate, and smarter. This study mainly focuses on how AI technologies like machine learning, natural language processes, and robot process automation has been adopted in accounting to make the accounting more transparent and accurate. In task automations, decisions making, and fraud detections and compliances and requirement of compliances. Traditionally, accounting has been highly labor-intensive discipline, requiring extensive manual efforts for completion of tasks like data entry, tax calculations, and many more tasks. But AI, this was actually resulting in numerous human errors and time-consuming. AI-powered accounting provided solutions to these problems by inviting a cognitive thinking to the machines. I request Sharon to continue with the objectives and research methodology for the study.
The objective of the study is to understand the degree of integration of AI technologies into traditional accounting practices and analyze the resulting transformations in financial reporting process. And research methodology adopted in the study is articles, and credible internet sources. AI-powered accounting generally refers to the integration of artificial intelligence technologies into accounting to make the accounting accurate and transparent. Some of the artificial intelligence technologies used were machine learning. Machine learning helps the machines to understand and learn the information by past data patterns. And whereas natural language processing helps the systems to understand the unstructured way to make the predefined tasks and rule-based accounting more accurate. So the comparative analysis between the traditional and the accounting methods is, in the traditional accounting, data entry was more time-consuming and it was resulting in numerous human errors. Whereas in AI-powered accounting, it is automated, fast, and accurate. Processing speed. In traditional accounting, as knowing, it was very slower and depends on more human efforts. Whereas AI-powered accounting is real-time and high-speed processing. As knowing, it is very cost-intensive, higher operational costs. Whereas AI-powered accounting is cost-saving through automation, where it reduces the repeated tasks. And user role. Where in traditional accounting, bookkeeper, accountant, manual task executor, whereas in AI-powered accounting, it is strategic advisor, data analyst, and interpreter of insights. Client interaction. In traditional accounting, it was personal, and whereas in AI-powered accounting, we use AI chatbots, digital interfaces, faster query resolution. Advantages of AI-powered accounting. Repeated tasks were automated and enhances the accuracy and reduce the human errors. Real-time forecasting, advanced fraud detections, improved cost efficiency, better compliance and audit readiness. Scalability and adaptability, transformation of accounting roles, competitive business advantages. Coming to the limitations, high initial investments, job displacement concerns, dependency, lack of human judgment, implementation challenges, constant need for updates and maintenance, limited customization for specific needs, ethical and regulatory uncertainty, quality depends on data. It not necessarily only involves the high initial investments. As technology keeps on updating, it even involves the maintenance cost too. To conclude, artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept. Now it is a very powerful tool which is reshaping the accounting. And AI-powered accounting represents the new era where it is a combination of human expertise and machine intelligence, where both work together to make our accounting works more accurate, transparent, and looking forward financial practices. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, wonderful presentation. It is never a futuristic. Now it was already there. It was in 90s also it was there. In 65 also it was there, and it is as you said, never futuristic. It is earlier also it was existed. Now also it will existing. It will exist also. That's all. There is nothing like any hype or anything. It's an automation. Simple process is an automation. And I think you have mentioned what are the tools you have come across. Any tools you have come across for your this one? You said about conventional and AI accounting strategies, and you also shown some tools were there. Tools you mentioned. You have come across any tools you are using that? Have you come across? At least have you heard?
I heard about machine learning and robotic process.
No, I understand. No, those are the process. I asked about those. Okay, in my concluding, I give you insight about tools. Okay. From audience, any questions are there? Audience polling, any questions you can ask freely.
At this stage, it is better. Okay. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Small correction. Actually, we will give only 5 minutes because after completion of this presentation, sir will give very good insights for artificial intelligence.
Objectives?
Yes, sir. Only the introduction part, objectives, sir.
Objectives, methodology, findings.
Yes. We will give only 5 minutes, sir. 4 minutes of presentation, 1 minute of completion. Next presenter.
For next presentation, I will call Roderick Valerie Dolici from Bangalore, research scholar, to present his paper. Thank you. For next presentation, Ashraf Ali to be ready. Thank you.
Right. My name is Rudesh Valeri, research scholar from Bangalore University. I do my research under Sandra Sekar, professor. And we started this conference 2 days ago. And at the beginning, we started with marketing. My topic is talking about humanitarian supply, humanitarian. Artificial intelligence can also improve humanitarian. Before I go deep inside, so we need some people to help those in the need. That is called humanitarian. So now, nowadays, how can we improve the humanitarian to solve life? This is the significance of this topic of goods and service to people in need, especially those affected by a disaster. Two things it does are it prevents that is the two role of humanitarian organizations. It prevents first death and it mitigates suffering. Now in our study, we use let's talk about the objective of this study. The objective of this study is to examine the strategy humanitarian coordination during aid delivery. So, to solve this problem, we just use two approaches as a methodology. The first methodology, the two approach was, we just review the literature. We have to identify the function, the sphere and influence or and coordination problem, and the AI help to solve it. Sorry. Okay, I can go faster. Okay, we work on capability needs and vulnerability. AI coordination.
Ivory Coast, which part? You are from which part? From Ivory Coast.
I'm from the western part of Ivory Coast.
Western part. What are the specialities there? You are spoken about humanitarian respect.
UN refugee, High Commission of Refugee.
Yeah. Any opportunity you got funding and international organization. Did you visit apart from your West Ivory Coast? Did you visit anywhere? Any affected populations? We need humanitarian aid and so that's my question and thanks for your
English maybe a language, but it is different in African and different in Europe language. That's why it becomes difficult. Even when you are Katrina, I was understanding she was talking about the human capital. Now same thing happened. That they mix the language. It is very straightforward. It can be understood by anybody else across the world. That's the advantage of Indian English. Yes, anybody has a
So we were there. You gave
Not direct questions.
Okay. Tell me how AI is going to help, especially in disaster types.
Straightforward answer, no story.
Yes, it's a straightforward answer because the stories there's a city. Have you people heard about Uttarakhand flood? The flood? The facilities was in need. It's also an advantage of predict the disaster impact.
When you have a large volume of voluminous data, then you can predict something is possible. We have a lot of questions to solve. Okay, thank you. I'll call. Just pass the message. 4 minutes is the objectives, your methodology and your conclusion, and 1 minute for your
the discussion is should I or should not. It is an account of CAM relationships. That is switching costs in the CAM relationships. CAM is nothing but key account management. Key accounts are those customers who provide 80% of the business for the company. Balance 20% of the business comes to 80% of the customers. So these 20% customers provide 80% business. These important, strategically important customers are called as key accounts. So what role does switching costs play in maintaining this CAM relationship is the point of discussion. Please go ahead. See, post-pandemic, the major consolidation took place in the B2B markets. Many companies formed mergers, acquisitions, takeovers. And because of this, impeccable buying powers have been gained by the few organizations. And these companies are important for all the supplier firms operating in the industry. So, companies started implementing key account management programs. But supplier firms always face switching costs when changing the suppliers. So, how, to what extent? Next please. Next. Hence, there is a dilemma. Because one thing which I mentioned over there, switching costs are useful for the existing customers. But it is a detrimental for acquiring new customers. Because switching costs will not allow the existing customers to leave us. Whereas it will not allow the new customers to come in because they fear of the switching costs. So, the question here is, should the supplier firm indulge in creating a switching cost or should they stay back? That is the research question. Go ahead. Next. This is the theorized model where sellers adaptability, incentives to key accounts and investments made by the key accounts. All the switching costs as well as subjective and objective performances. I'll explain how it works out. Go ahead. These are the various conjectures. There is a hypothesis which I have designed. That is, increased adaptability by suppliers will increase the switching cost. Increased incentives will increase the switching cost. Likewise. Go ahead. We'll directly go to the results part. Next. Slide. See, this is the ordinary least squares regressions model has been used for analyzing the data. You can see over there, switching cost is regressed with sellers adaptability, incentives to key accounts, investment made by the key accounts, and complexity of the offerings. Parenthesis or T statistic and value outside the parenthesis or the standardized beta values. If you consider the T statistic for sellers adaptability as well as investment made by the key accounts, it is scored very high. With respect to incentives to key accounts, it is meager. With respect to complexity of the offerings, it is very less. So, by this analysis, we can say that sellers adaptability and investment made by the key accounts are having major influence in creating the roadblocks or switching costs, which will not allow the customers to change the suppliers frequently because they have the roadblock called switching costs. And you can also see performance of CAM is regressed with the switching cost as well as size of the supplier firm with a very high T statistic values of 2.87 and 2.04. They are also having a very good impact on the customers to change the suppliers very frequently and further. So discussion, that's what we have discussed right now. Go further. This is the learning of the outcome. Whatever we have understood from this study. That means it is favorable for the supplier firm because it will not allow the customers to go away. But it is detrimental for new customers to come in. Second one, outcome reveals that investment made by the key accounts on relation specific assets. Okay. Which will increase the dependency because the more the switching cost on the particular supplier, which will not allow them to look for other suppliers. That is the one which is causing a price to negotiate better. And moreover, results also indicate seller's adaptability. Sometimes if seller is more adaptable to the requirements and needs of the key account, the key customers are willing to continue the relationship even though they are ready to forego the financial benefits out of that relationship. So they are least bothered about the financial outcomes When the seller is able to adapt to their requirements, they are willing to stay in the relationship. That's what I have mentioned in the blue color vendors over there. They have commendable impact on key accounts, willingness to continue. The final slide. And we are not giving much importance to push or pull incentives because key accounts are more interested in adaptability of the seller to their requirements. They are ready to forego the meager financial benefits. And finally, key accounts, next slide, go ahead. This is what the ultimate conclusion I can make out of my study. That is, top management commitment and allocation of good amount of resources will create good amount of switching costs and bottlenecks for the customers to move away from the particular existing supplier. So which is beneficial for the organization.